Welcome.
Okay. Thank you, Rutuja ma'am, for giving that wonderful answers. And your inputs have indeed added a lot of light to the session. Thank you so much. Saish, sir, a little higher grade you're teaching. What do you think, sir? What is intelligence? A general view of intelligence. Sir, please unmute yourself and tell us.
Good evening, ma'am.
Hi, good evening, sir.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, what I feel as an teacher of means, ma'am, actually I'm teaching from 9 to 12th, so I fall in two categories. But I feel that when it comes to intelligence, it is the ability of the child to understand what he is learning and to apply it, to analyze it, uh, to apply it in his day-to-day life. That is a general view of intelligence.
You mean analysis and application of what the child is learning.
Learning, and also it is then it also involves problem solving capacity. It involves all other complex things,
Function.
complex functions. So that that determines the different levels of intelligence. But the basic is that to analyze something, to acquire something, the ability to acquire something, the content or an experience, and to apply it.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Fantastic. Now, this view you're saying in relation to your experience, or it is a general view in accordance with people that you have met?
I feel it is a general view. That is how
Okay.
even the parents also perceive. If it is asked about the intelligence, when we say that uh, someone says that he is not that intelligent or he is an intelligent person. So, because ma'am, there are multiple views of intelligence, but what I feel is how a common person understands it is that when it comes to intelligence, it is determined on the how the person has tackled the situation. So when we say that a person is tackling the situation, it comes to that he has applied what he has learned from that experience. He has
Okay.
perceived the issue and he has applied something.
Fine that. So what I'm doing now from your discussion is I'm taking down some key terminologies that you said, wherein you mentioned analysis, application, and we also said, you said we analyze, you apply. What's that one more thing you said?
And perceive.
And perception.
Perception.
Find that. Okay. So I'm taking these keywords from your discussion as to what is the general view according to you. Thank you so much, sir,
Thank you,
for
ma'am.
adding light to this. Thank you. Okay, Daisy ma'am also has raised her hand. Daisy ma'am, could you just add your inputs to this?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Uh, Ma'am, just as per what we have, as when we meet our parents, the most views what we we come across is with regards to the child, because if I'm teaching a nursery level, so the parents a lot have they say that their child knows everything basically. So it they want the teachers also to understand to say the same way that that their child knows everything basically. So when as teacher we understand how their capacity, how the child is, and where their intelligence level is approx. But as per the age criteria, sometimes the parents think that their child has to be upgraded to the higher level, even though you know verbally many things. But to make the parents understand, even though it's quite difficult to make the parents understand certain things, what happens in the classroom is the teachers know how the child is. What teacher tells verbally, the child, you know, it is they just grasp that and they say that verbally. So the parent says they know everything. Their child is quite intelligent. So they know most of the thing. They know the root counting. So they think that it has to be, you know, upgraded to the higher level. So just was concern.
Okay, now this what you're talking about. Okay, what you're talking about, what I'm feeling is also the due to the age of the child. As
Yes.
young as they are, even I have been a pre-primary teacher. I have taught in that domain for almost 5 years. I've taught in a state board syllabus and I've done it for a IGCSE board also. I worked with all three levels. So what I feel was children behave differently in every setup. It's not that their intelligence is less or more. It's only the other aspects of their personalities which get affected in different kinds of setup. Okay, so let's park this particular view of yours aside as to where a child feels that, where a parent feels that their children know everything, but the teacher knows that in certain areas, the child is not performing really well in this setup, in the school setup. Okay. So, ma'am, are you there? Daisy, ma'am?
Yes.
Huh. So, for as of now, let us simply park it aside. We'll not deal with this part of it. I just want to know a very general notion from when we were growing up also. I want you to just think back in your days, and I don't think the situation has greatly improved. At least urban areas find it better. But when you go a little deeper inside in these smaller schools, or say government schools, suburb schools, the notion is still like that. What is the general view of intelligence? Which child is called as intelligent? A general view. I'm repeating my question.
Could I answer that?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Please, please.
I feel like, at least from when I was in school, a general view of intelligence would be kind of identified by having a higher number of marks in subjects.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I want everyone present in this meeting room to please clap for teacher for giving such a brilliant answer. And this is what I was looking for. Thank you very much, ma'am, for highlighting this. A general view of intelligence. How much ever we may say things are going ahead, people are stuck to academic marks. Parents, I am also a hobby teacher right now. I have been a school teacher. I've worked in different domains. The general view of parents is a child is intelligent when he or she gets good marks in schools. If all teachers agree, please show me a thumbs up. I would like to see a thumbs up if all of you agree to this. Yes, everyone? Yes, ma'am Ganga, you're right. Academic performance. Academic performance is kept on top grade. We will discuss about all this. So right now we are just beginning the discussion. Or academics may be the child who is good in maths, science. These two subjects, they are considered top. Okay, let's move ahead. Okay, that was a general view, and we all know that it is somewhere not correct. Then what you think is intelligence? Intelligence in reality, kya hai? What do you think is intelligence? I want you to tell me because, okay, let me tell you this. In India or even elsewhere, even in the foreign countries are better, I feel. But at least in India, uh, people their parenting methods rely mostly on their experiences. If they have had good parenting, they will carry forward the practices that their parents had taught them. If they have had bad parenting, they had suffered some emotional, whatever kind of pain, their parenting styles will be different from it'll be different, totally different from what their parents had given to them. Would you agree to this? Isn't it, everyone? Please show me a thumbs up if you agree to this. Parenting styles, I would not comment abroad. Let me say India, because this is the place I have lived most of my life. Parenting styles mostly reflect their experiences. Whatever kind of upbringing they had, they take it forward and try it on their own children. Okay. There are no parenting courses which parents would attend. Of course, we are there. Deep Parenting is offering so many courses, training programs for parents. But I don't think parents think they know it all. Like ma'am just now pointed, my child knows it all. Even I know it all. I mean, there is no question on the love of the parent. That is what the parenting base is. Fundamentally, they believe we love the child unconditionally, so we are never going to think bad about the child. But apparently, they do not know what are the do's and don'ts for it. And that is why we are discussing this. In contrast to that, there are teachers who are trained how to talk to children, trained on different aspects of child psychology and child development. That is why I say we are better placed. But the thing is, we do not have one child to handle. In a classroom setup, there are always going to be a lot of children. Okay, so these are some of the challenging times. But yet, I would say, let us discuss, since we are better trained, better placed. What do you think intelligence is, according to your understanding? What is intelligence? What should intelligence be? It's parents are thinking that the academic marks is intelligence. What do you think intelligence is? You deal with so many children on an everyday basis.
Is it understanding, awareness, self-awareness about?
Understanding, self-awareness. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for saying that. Intelligence is the ability to reason. Rupa, ma'am, could you mute yourself, please? Yes. Somebody had put something in the chat box. Okay. Intelligence is the ability to reason, think abstractly, and solve problems in novel situations, to recognize and understand emotion. Okay. It is a compilation of different factors. The ability to reason out, ability to solve problem, ability to also understand and recognize the situations. Okay. Thank you. Any other explanation besides anybody would like to point out? What do you think intelligence is? Okay, let me help you with this. Intelligence is any ability, okay, that can give name, where people would know that this is the person who is doing this particular work. Any ability of a child or a person that can give him or her name, that can bring fame to the person. Okay, the person will become popular, and fame follows money. We all know that. That can give money. Even if the person is not popular, there are so many people we don't know. There are IPS, IAS officers who work behind the curtain. They have the name, they have the money, there's no fame. Okay, they don't project themselves like that. And the ability that gives them success. Intelligence is any ability that gives people name, fame, money, and success. Now, when I say this, what I mean to say is anything that is respectful, legitimate. It cannot be that people are getting into gambling and then they say that I have got success and money, so this is a career and I'm very intelligent. Okay, there may be people or children who are excellent at aiming with the dartboard or aiming with stones. Now, they are excellent, they are very skillful in that, but will we call it as intelligence? We cannot call it as an intelligence because it is not a career. It will not bring the person name, fame, money, or success. Therefore, intelligence is an ability that can bring name, fame, money, success. And this definition is not coming out of me. It was proposed by the psychologist, Mr. Howard Gardner. And he was the author of a very popular book that became very popular across countries, which is Frames of Mind. And in this particular book, somewhere in 1983, this person proposed the theory of multiple intelligence, which today more than 100 countries are following. And we also have our NEP, the New Education Policy, quote this and mention about this. Any one of you knows about Project Zero? Anybody knows about it? What is Project Zero? Project Zero is a global initiative. Anybody, any idea?
Ma'am, if I'm not mistaken, is it related to something related to carbon footprint or low
No, sir.
carbon?
No, no, no. It's not related to carbon footprint. It is related to education. So the Harvard University has started this initiative, and almost more than 50 countries of the world are a part of it. Even India is a part of this initiative, and under Project Zero, the government looks forward. I mean, all of this, the conglomeration of these entire nations is looking forward to providing zero stress education. Zero stress education, and that is why multiple intelligence becomes really relevant in today's scenario. Some schools have already taken it up, like I would say, if it is more so in an urban setup. I'm not generalizing, but I'm just saying a common fact with a little bit of understanding of this. We are inculcating multiple intelligences in our curriculum as well. But there are a few schools which still believe in traditional approach. I mean, the chalk, board, pen, kitabe, homework, writing, writing that starts at 3 years and all. Okay. So anyway, coming back, Mr. Howard Gardner has defined in his book Frames of Mind that intelligence is any ability that can give name, fame, money, and success to people. Okay. Well, then, can anyone tell me how do you think intelligence is assessed in today's scenario? How do we assess? On a general note, are there any parameters to assess intelligence of different kind, or there is only one type of intelligence that is being assessed? Can someone add light to this with your understanding? How do you think intelligence is assessed?
At the college level, I would say by giving assignments, by giving them different types of maybe activities to do, group projects, you would try to figure out, whether working in groups, whether motor is something that they prefer, things like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So schools are taking up an evaluation process to check out if how well the child is growing in every domain. Okay, thank you. Karima ma'am says it is being done on the basis of marks and grades. Okay. Saish sir.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I agree to the previous speakers. What she said that about the co-curricular activities and all. But we can also identify a child's intelligence in his day-to-day behavior also, or whenever he is participating or whenever he is uh, participating in any event. He may not be a participant, he may not have prepared, he or she may have not uh, participated directly in that event. But even if they are doing something, they are helping the teachers and all. That is the time in day-to-day activities also we can identify the intelligence of the student or a person.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
So let's call it a continuous evaluation.
Absolutely.
Okay, that is what the school terminology is. They call it continuous evaluation of a child. Now, what we are thinking is on our school level. ठीक है, जो हमारा स्कूल का लेवल है, the way we teachers and the organization, the educational organization assesses the child at the school level. So when we step out a little, when the children finish their schools, or when they step out, when a child is not really performing according to the school standards, okay, when we find that they have some challenges, at that time, what kind of tests are done? At that time, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ma'am, initially, whenever we come across this issue of a student is not performing well in his exams, so then the first thing is to do a small diagnostic test to identify what are the problem areas of the child, where the child is lacking, whether he is lacking in comprehension or whether he is lacking in the application of the concepts. And then further, this is what we follow. This is what I follow, ma'am. We follow in our school. So it is diagnostic test, then followed by remediation at the school level. And then there is counseling. And even if that doesn't work, then we send the student for the IQ test and medical test.
Come again, sir, the word that you used before medical test.
IQ test.
The IQ test. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Sai, sir, for bringing that to light. So in today's scenario also, intelligence is assessed with the IQ tests. Okay? That is what I wanted to highlight. Now, I want all of you to participate in this. This is a fun exercise. Let's see if who can answer these questions. It's a fun exercise also, and you will enjoy doing this. All of you. I would request all of you to participate. The first question, let's do a little KBC here. Of the first question on your screen, how many times can you subtract 10 from 100? Oops. How many times can you subtract 10 from 100? Yes, anybody?
10 times?
9 times. Okay, who says once? Ganga ma'am. Soni ma'am says 9 times. Okay, any other responses, please? 9 times? Only once. What other responses are coming up? Anybody else would like to try? There are some responses. Sai, so what do you think? How many times can we subtract?
If it is 100, it is only once.
Yes, congratulations to everyone who said once. क्योंकि 100 में से तो आप एक ही बार निकाल पाओगे ना. एक बार निकाला तो फिर क्या बचेगा? 90 बचता है वहां पे. So yes, very, very well tried, everyone. Even if you have not gotten the answer right, tell me these kind of questions are a part of the IQ tests that are being performed to check the intelligence of a child. Generally, जो tests होते हैं ना IQ वाले. Thank you, Akshita. Thank you, Usha ma'am, for your responses. So generally, जो test होते हैं to test IQ of children, these kind of questions are asked. Now, my question to you is, as an educator, what exactly is being tested about the child with this question or these kind of questions? I have put up only one. What is being checked here? Clara ma'am, Rekha ma'am, Rutuja, Padmavati ma'am, Bhavya, Shalini, Helen, Greta ma'am. I would request all of you to kindly participate.
Logic?
They are checking. Yes. Logic, critical thinking, absolutely right. So IQ tests check the logic and critical thinking skills of the children. Okay, let us go back to our second question. So, दूसरा सवाल आपकी स्क्रीन पर ये रहा. Choose the most familiar word for fair. I have put up 4 options. Choose the most similar word which matches the word fair. So there are 4 options: impartial, judgmental, just, and lawful. Yes, teachers. Impartial, someone says impartial, someone says just. Okay. What others think? 2 people are thinking. I hope other teachers are also thinking. So there's impartial, just. Okay. Just. Any other responses, please? Impartial, just, lawful, judgmental. So the right answer to this is impartial, and claps for everybody who has given the response. Of course, just is also very close. It is very close. But impartial is almost a synonym of that word. So well done, everyone who have given any kind of response. We are not judging you with this. But tell me, somebody is judging someone based on these responses. And what are they checking the child on or the human on? Let's say an adult has taken this test. What are they testing in through this question? Yes, everyone. What do you think this question will bring out? The answer to this question will bring out in the child.
Language skills, probably.
Language skills. Perfect. Perfect. So IQ tests check on language skills. We discussed there is logic. The first one was logic, mathematical reasoning, and then the second one is language skills. Okay, two things we found out that IQ tests look for. Then comes the third one. Please have a look on the screen. Who was the first man to land on the moon? Who was the first man to land on the moon? Very simple answers. For teachers, it is very simple. Neil Armstrong. We have the answers. Fantastic, everyone. Thank you for responding. Now tell me, what are they looking for in this? You know the pattern. What is being checked?
Knowledge of the
General knowledge.
General knowledge. And when these kind of questions are asked, what about which part of the intelligence is checked?
Remembering and understanding of it.
Memory of it. There's no understanding, ma'am. Yahan pe to sirf they only had to remember that it is Neil Armstrong. Children by heart and they come and say it. Unless a subjective question was asked, do you know how or what or when it happened? Then we would say that the understanding is being tested. But here it is clearly the memory. IQ tests check children on logic, on language skills, on their memory skills. Okay, let's go ahead and see the last one. Please look at this question and give me a response, everyone. 3 of the following numbers add up to 27 and the fastest will be considered the most intelligent one. Come on, everyone. What do you think is the answer? What do you think is the answer? Quick, 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 quick. Now this question has some time limit. 22 and 5, 17, 5, 6. Rutuja ma'am.
Yes.
The question was 3 of the following numbers add up to 27.
Sorry.
Never mind. I know the speed takes time to reflect. Okay, 17, 5 and 6 is 27. My mathematical intelligence nears to 0, I must say that. So somebody can guide me on this. Okay, fantastic. Thank you for all of you who have given the responses. You've done a fantastic job. These people, Sai, sir, what do you teach in school?
Ma'am, I teach history.
You teach history and what are the subjects?
History and political science, ma'am. Civics.
And political science. And Akshata ma'am, what are you teaching?
Computers, Anju.
Ma'am is teaching computers. So very well, we can see this mathematical capability comes from where. Anyway, with this kind of question, what do you think is being checked in the child? Where there is time constraint and they have to answer a question. What is being checked?
Problem solving ability.
Problem solving ability, okay. But what does the time limit
Working under
do to the
pressure.
problem solving ability?
Could it
Why
Speed
is
and
there an-
accuracy.
Accuracy? Okay, accuracy. There's a
And
time limit. I'm stressing again on
Speed.
that.
Could it be working
Speed.
under pressure? and
It is speed and the response, quick responses, how fast a person can respond to any situation. Or yes, speed and accuracy. Certainly. Thank you, Ganga ma'am. So one of the parameters that IQ test uses is the speed and accuracy. And one last question before you. This is a baby-like question, but I want you to answer this. Please complete this sequence. There is one sequence that I have put up. Please complete this sequence. You can tell it, you can write it in words. We cannot make it here. You can just tell it.
Rectangle, circle.
Rectangle and
Circle.
circle. Fantastic. You're bang on. I told you, you could do it really, really easily. And that was a fantastic response. Now I want you all to think what is being tested when these kind of questions are given. What is it basically? The question that was presented to you, what was that question?
Would it be logical thinking?
Logic. We need logic to answer this. Yes. Logical thinking. A puzzle, a sequence. Yes. They are patterns, dear teachers. Okay. Patterns, the mental ability. Patterns are a part of logical thinking ability itself. Okay. So the IQ tests that are available, even when a child goes and answers some aptitude tests, okay, that depends on the place that they have gone. There is a part of all of these questions that are asked there also. Okay. Now, why are we discussing this? We are discussing this because, like I said, the IQ tests look for linguistic abilities in a child. They test for linguistic abilities, and when the child can do it well, we call them intelligent. When they get marks above a certain criteria, we say this child is intelligent. And when they don't get, that is the question. Aren't they intelligent? So IQ tests check linguistic abilities. They check logic, the understanding of shapes and patterns of the students, the memory, memorizing power, and how quick the child can or the person can respond. IQ test. IQ test is general intelligence, which everybody in the society looks as getting good marks in school. Now, I would like to ask you, all of you teachers are teaching different subjects. Okay? Let us list down what are the topics we teach in school. What are the subjects we teach in school? If I could ask all of you, please. What are the subjects? Quickly just put it in the chat box. Let's not think only pre-primary. Let's not think only higher sections. Let us think education as a whole, because the pre-primary child is apparently going to go to school, then higher secondary and college. Maths, science, history, language. Okay. So history, civics, geography, let's put it in social studies. Again, English, science. Ma'am, pre-primary is all about, again, all these subjects only introduced, along with building their muscles. Fine, gross muscles, eye-hand coordination ke saath, we are also doing these subjects. What is sorting, counting? These are all introduction of maths only. See what all we are doing. Physical education. Are we doing physical education every day like math, science, English, history, geography? Twice in a week, thrice in a week, we have physical education, arts, music, dance, football. Kabhi kabar time mila to. Nahi to sit and study. Do your science homework every day. Do maths, do English, do social studies. Okay, everyone. For maths and science, they need numbers, they need logic. What do they need for geography, history, and all the languages? What do they need?
Memory. Little bit.
Remembering.
Sorry?
Memory.
Memory, or they need linguistic skills. They need to know language, right? So basically all other subjects they have information, but that is expressed in language. Even science is expressed in language, but there is reason and logic added to that. Science and maths. Okay, so when in school, all the subjects are connected to these core areas. Okay, and the other things we call it as co-curricular activities. Okay, they are only co. support. As and when time permits, the child can do that. But the prime focus is math, science, English, social studies. Sai, sir, you raised your hand. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Even studying social science also requires logic.
It does. It does.
It requires logic.
Yes, it requires logic, and I think geography is the
does.
subject which requires a lot of logic and reasoning also.
Even history, ma'am, to understand one event or the significance, many students, why they don't like history, because they say that there are too many dates.
Many
Uh,
numbers to
Yes,
remember.
too
Yes.
many dates. But when you attach some event to that date, and when you put logic behind those events, then it becomes easier to remember. So you require logic for that also.
Perfect. Point taken. Thank you so much for throwing light on this, Sai, sir. Absolutely right. All these subjects, yet again, I am saying, even if we say social studies requires logic, we are teaching logic, we are teaching language to children, isn't it? Most amount of time that the child is learning are subjects which are based on these two intelligences. Am I right or wrong, Sai, sir?
Yes, ma'am, absolutely.
Right, isn't it? But let me throw, what's the whole purpose of doing this session today? Let me throw light on this particular topic. And now I introduce to you the topic of discussion. A human does not have only logical and linguistic intelligence. Intelligences are of different types. Even the dictionary calls intelligence as only intelligence. It is not intelligences. Okay, it is because we perceive it like that. Intelligence is supposed to be only logical or linguistic if we break it down. Okay, for some people, though, people who get good marks in science and maths are most intelligent. Okay, so these are the 8 multiple intelligences that were introduced. They were introduced like in different timelines. The first 7 were introduced before, and then the others were added. There were 3 more, but these are the 8 which are accepted universally because they can be assessed in a child. The reason to accept them is they are accessible. We can assess them. Give me a second. People are still entering the meeting room. Okay. So here we go. We have our well-known, which we are speaking for a long time, linguistic intelligence, visual intelligence, logical, interpersonal, intrapersonal, naturalist, musical, and physical intelligence. So these are the 8 intelligences that we are going to discuss going forward from here. From your Google Forms, I got to know that not everybody basically even knows or never has attended a session on multiple intelligence. Keeping that in mind, I'm starting with the introduction of these intelligences. If some of you all know, you're already doing things in this, I would love your inputs because it's a platform to learn for everybody. Okay, so let me move ahead. Okay, before we even talk about any of these intelligences, I would like to take you to understand what is the theory? Why would someone say that there are multiple intelligences? We are teachers of different subjects here. Are you all willing to know this, or this is, you know it already, or this is going to be too much for you? I want your thumbs up if you're interested in knowing the science behind this. A thumbs up from everybody. Thank you, Saisa, for giving your confirmation. If you are interested in knowing, I'll go ahead. Otherwise, skip and we talk about directly the... Okay, I'm getting some thumbs ups. Okay, I am getting one. Okay, thank you. So seeing that we have people who are interested, let me just put forth this explanation before you. We all know the brain is divided in 2 parts. Okay? One is the left brain, one is the right brain. Okay? Now what happens is the brain has lobes, different lobes. The structure of the brain is like that. And every lobe has its own particular function. Okay? Also, the whole brain has something called as neurons. If you've been a science teacher, you'll know that. Now, Neurons are the functional unit. Matlab, when you break down the brain into many pieces, the lastest, minutest piece that will remain, functional part I'm saying, not some inactive part. The functional part which is still working is the neuron, okay? Now, what the neuron does, the neuron takes impulses from the environment, वो information लेता है, and it processes it and it passes on message to the parts of the body. Okay, so the neurons are doing all the work. If you can go ahead and see what's the structure. That's too complex. We'll not talk about that. Let us simply understand the brain has neurons. Okay, there are different lobes also, like it is shown in this diagram. If you can see, there are different lobes. Now, the brain is divided into exactly two halves. We have a left one, we have a right one. Now, every part has different centers and its particular function. If you can see, the right top corner is it handles the interpersonal intelligence part of it. And what is that? We'll talk about. The middle part of it is musical. Then we have the bodily kinesthetic. Then we have existential. And then when you go to the left side, it is intrapersonal, logical, linguistic, naturalistic. Okay. So all these are lobes and centers, okay, where different functions are happening. Now, what happens is the neurons basically are distributed differently in people. Neurons are present in the whole brain, but they are distributed differently. God has gifted everyone with a different composition. Okay, like our faces are different, our neurons are also different in the brain. And what that depends on? That depends on your genes. It may have been passed on from your parents as it is. Okay, it also depends on whether the mother was healthy when she had conceived, when the child is still inside the womb, if she is eating right, or she has undergone a shock, or the child has gone under some physical trauma, mental trauma, anything. So based on that, the neuron distribution is affected. Now, what happens is, just say somebody got a shock, or the mother is into some kind of bad habits when she has conceived. Okay, that those kind of activities kill the neurons in certain areas. Okay, and once they are killed, we must all be knowing this. This is a very common thing, that once the cells of the brain die, they do not regenerate. They are dead. They are dead. They will accumulate. Okay, but brain cells, once they die, they die off. So when the neurons in one place are active, they also communicate with each other. Those are called as synaptic connections. So when they are highly active, and in children they are active in certain areas again. When they are highly active, we are doing those type of activities. So for me, I'm a dancer, I'm a yoga teacher. For me, just see this bodily kinesthetic part of it, the musical part of it. Here, my neurons are functioning very fast, and I have a lot of neurons in these areas. That is why I am musically, bodily kinesthetically intelligent. Okay, are you understanding this? It's a little technical, but are you understanding this? Am I clear enough when I explain this? So that is the physiological explanation, because people have different, the neurons are distributed differently in their brains. People have different kinds of multiple intelligence. Okay, so now what? Once my musical intelligence has increased, means finished. I can never do that. Is it possible? Do we all agree that skills are learnable? If today I want to learn maths, I want to get skilled, I want to hone my skills, is it possible? Teachers, I want to see a thumbs up. I want you all to participate in this. Is it possible that if I or any child or you say you're not a good dancer today, but aapko seekhna hai, then will you be able to learn if you start doing it? Yes. Why? Because the neurons are dead, but the synaptic connections are happening. When we start doing things, the connections start happening again, faster, faster, faster. And because of that, the brain is called as a neuroplastic organ. And that is why we say skills are learnable. When a lot of practice happens about the same thing, the same synaptic connections are made over and over and over and over again, we get expertise in that area. They say do something for 10,000 hours and you get expertise in that. So if you want your student, you want anybody to become an expert in anything, practice is the key to it, because the brain is neuroplastic. The synaptic connections have to happen. And the distribution of neurons is why we are different. Our intelligences are different. Okay. I hope I'm clear when I explain to this. If you have any query, you can ask me later. Let us move ahead from here. Please mute yourself, everyone. I would request you to. Okay. So very quickly, let us talk about different intelligences now. What's the time? Okay, it's already 5. I have another half an hour and I have 4 intelligences to cover. Okay. So linguistic intelligence. Can anyone tell me what is your understanding about linguistic intelligence? Linguistic intelligence, we spoke in length. फिर भी बताइए, what do you think it is?
A
Please.
flair for writing, comprehensions.
Flair for writing, comprehension. Okay. In a classroom setup, let's imagine you have some students, okay? 20, 30 students. What are the characteristics of a child who is linguistically intelligent? Let me ask you like this. क्या traits दिखाएगा वो बच्चा? What will the traits be? Yes, ma'am, Rutuja, please.
I would think he would be good at speaking in the classroom, maybe having for speeches, or like very good at writing compositions.
Perfect, perfect.
Speaking, I mean, language, very well versed with vocabulary.
Well versed with vocabulary, well versed with the use of language. That child will be able to express herself or himself in an effective manner. Okay.
Yes.
Now, when we say linguistic intelligence, it includes the way a child expresses, okay, the verbal expression when we say, and the way a child writes. If a child can write, make use of language in a good manner, grammatically correct, syntactically correct language, okay, if the child is able to put down on paper, and if the child is able to even talk it out, express whatever he is feeling, basically use the language to express his thoughts, ideas, and emotions. Okay, now let me tell you, non-verbal expressions is not a part of linguistic intelligence. ठीक है, वो अपने बॉडी से कैसे एक्सप्रेस करता है is not a part of linguistic intelligence. Linguistic intelligence includes verbal communication and written communication. Okay. Now, important here is, okay, let me show you this also. So it's the brain's ability to convert thoughts, knowledge, and emotions into language. They use language to their benefit. Okay, if someone knows good English, they are great at vocabulary. You ask them, they know the meanings, fatafat, grammar, they will get 100. Will you call that person? But when you ask the person to say something, when you say, please stand up and tell 2 lines, and the child is not able to tell, is the person linguistically intelligent or no? What do you think? Knows grammar, gets 100 out of 100 in grammar, but when I ask him, please stand up and tell few lines, can't tell.
Yes,
you may
they
be
are
having
still,
such children.
yes, they are still linguistically intelligent, but they cannot probably express themselves on a stage. So maybe confidence lacking.
Certainly, confidence is lacking, but ma'am, we wouldn't say that they have the linguistic intelligence. They have the knowledge part of it. Okay, when the child, I'm asking you teachers now, when you find that the child is unable to talk or express himself, let's not say in public, even when you're asking him something in the classroom setup, the child is unable to talk anything to you. What do you do in that case? With that kind of a student, what do you do?
You tell them to write.
You tell them to write.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Anything else? Have personal conversation. Okay, thank you, ma'am, for putting it in the chat box. Anything else? What do you do with a student who cannot express himself? आता सब है. Language, he gets good marks in written. So what do you do with the child? Well, a child, like I said, if he can write well, he is linguistically intelligent. Use language well is what I'm trying to say. And if the child can express well also, he or she is linguistically intelligent. But if the child has only the knowledge, but cannot express himself, grammar, vocabulary, okay, what is expression? It is to tell what you are thinking or feeling. And if the child is unable to do that, then your knowledge is like having maths and science ka knowledge. Okay, there are two parts of it. One is knowledge and the other is expression. So when a child cannot really speak up, we assume he doesn't know. He doesn't know the language. We question the knowledge part of the child. And what suggestions we give him? Please read. Read this, read that, read more books. You will get a hang on the knowledge, on the language. Okay, but the child knows it. Many number of times the child knows it, but the challenge is cannot express. Bol nahi pa raha hai. So the synaptic connections, like I told you, they have to happen in the expression area of expression. So what exactly are we supposed to do? So his expression improves. Ma'am Shweta, Clara, Helen, Sujata, what do you think? अगर बच्चे का एक्सप्रेशन इंप्रूव करना है तो क्या देना पड़ेगा? Yes, through what kind of activities, Pooja ma'am? You're absolutely right. What kind of activities? I've seen many teachers do that. When the child can't, when the child can't say, we suggest, read newspaper, read this, read that. Yes, who was answering? So, ma'am, sorry.
Visual activities and all.
Through? I didn't get you, ma'am.
Visual activities.
Visual activities like? Shalini ma'am, you're bang on. So some activities like pick and speak. So activities which will give the child opportunities to express. That is the area which we are seeking to improve in the child. That is going to help that person create more synaptic connections in that area. These are the remedials that you have to suggest. And not reading, writing. If the child is weak in writing, then yes, you suggest him something like those activities. Okay. Yes. So linguistically intelligent children can understand words and manipulate the syntax. They are good at writing, speaking, and storytelling. Very good at using grammar. And some examples are bright examples. We all study them. Shakespeare, Khushwant Singh, Chetan Bhagat, Javed Akhtar. They are all writers, lyricists, very, very popular and well known. Now, ma'am, please mute yourself. Okay. Now my question to you is, when a child is unable to express himself, most of the people, they come and tell you, no, he's so shy, teacher, does not talk only to anyone. He does not want to interact. And teachers also have a problem. This child never participates, never raises the hand. This child never talks in the class. Whenever I ask him a question, he'll simply stand quietly there. Okay. These kind of children are facing some linguistic challenges. Okay. So the remedials we spoke are activities wherein you give them more opportunities to express themselves. Nonetheless, the children who may not be good at logic, science, maths. हमारे time के top careers were being engineer or doctor. Even I, once upon a time, aimed to be a doctor and I didn't become apparently. So top two professions, at least parents thought, was either you be an engineer or be a doctor. Ab bhai, if the child does not have logic and reasoning only, which is needed for those professions, can a linguistic intelligence give him some career? Are there any careers that can give name? Are there any careers for linguistic intelligence that can give them name, fame, money, success? Yes or no? I would like some responses from people. Yes or no? क्या linguistically intelligent लोगों को भी career मिल सकता है उनके area of choice में? Yes, thank you, Cheryl ma'am. Let's put down. Thank you for saying that. Let's put down some careers which linguistically intelligent people can have. Someone said journalism. Bang on. Anything else? Those people can take on journalism. So next time when you have your PTA, I saw your Google Forms. Some of y'all mentioned, ma'am, carpenter, Pooja ma'am, linguistic capability and carpenter. Cheryl ma'am, you are right. Politician. Copywriter is right. Motivational speaker. Perfect. I only disagree with the carpenter thing. Carpenter may they need to use their hands. Public speaker. Yes, of course. Translator. Yes. Any more careers? So what I was saying was, you teachers need to be the flag bearers of multiple intelligence. We spoke about this in the beginning. Parents are not trained enough. They do not understand. They go with a general view of what intelligence is. So we need to take upon this ourselves. Classroom setup, I know there were challenges people mentioned, but today, at least in this session now, see, we hardly introduced some topics and it's already 5. So actually multiple intelligence as a topic is an 18-hour discussion. And if we have to have interventions and remedies for every level, we will need little time and space for this. We have just begun introductions of intelligences. Okay. So if you need remedials, if you want more sessions, I will be more than happy. In this session, probably we'll cover only the basic. We'll understand what intelligences are, what are the careers and why. Why even do that? Because you as teachers face the parents. PTAs mein ho gaya or everyday basis. Teachers, parents will come and stand in front of you only. And they'll keep telling, my child is not doing this, not studying, not good at language, not talking, not doing this, not doing that. So you are the flag bearers where you need to educate them and ask them to chill down. जरूरी नहीं है कि आपका बच्चा मैथ्स में ही 100 लेके आए. Some are survival skills. Some are skills that they can be an expert in. Okay, this is what happened in previous age careers. People didn't want to do some things. They were pushed into them and they are not quite enjoying or they never became as successful. Okay, and that is why I say you need to become the flag bearers. Tell them that there are careers in whatever intelligence the child has. If the child is linguistically intelligent, here, you all listed down the careers. I didn't even need to say. The child can become so many things. And today's evolving world, there are new jobs and new arenas opening up. The child can become an author, journalist, poet, playwright, radio jockeys. They are earning quite a lot nowadays with their linguistic capabilities. Sales and marketing is one place where people earn as good as they are. Foreign language interpreters. I just found out a software engineer, after taking a degree, after investing, like my son is studying in BITS Hyderabad. For my son, we invested for BITS Hyderabad. Every year we paid 7 lakh. Yearly 7 lakh ka uska fees aaya humko. And after paying that much of money, 35 to 40 lakhs, the child will get, at least to begin with, somewhere around, let's say 10 lakh, 5 lakh, 10 lakh ka package. I just found out that foreign language translators also have the scope to earn that much only. The range of salaries are that only. Then I really don't understand why are parents stuck on those few very traditional careers. Saish sir, you want to share something?
Yes, ma'am. Few days back, I was just watching one podcast of one actor, and I came to know that he is also a screenplay writer. So his name is Saurav Shukla. So that is also one career that is a very promising career, and which comes with lot of money and also fame. because there are
Absolutely.
awards for screenplay writer also, and the way he played with words, he was telling that you have to translate the dialogue into that screenplay. So he said even a single word like may, so that has multiple meanings and that needs to be conveyed to the people on the screen. So he said you require this ability.
Absolutely. Fantastically said, sir. Thank you very much. For all your information, we must be knowing the lyricist Manoj Muntashir, who has written this Kesariya song. I was surprised he charges 15 lakh rupees per song, it seems, to write one song, lyrics for one song. So if a child is good at that, why not let the child learn that more? Why force him to learn? You have to do science, do geography, do history. Let them do it because they are subjects in the school. But we are worried about the percentage, no? You're getting 65 because he's not good at the other subjects. He's getting 90 in English, but getting 60 and 50 in other subjects. But we want him to be 90% in all. That is the reason why we are having multiple intelligence. First, when we get the conviction that yes, people can be different and we need to be okay with the fact. And second, profess it. We will have to be the flag bearers. Tell the parents to chill out a little. Let them find out what their child is good at. And if they don't know, connect with us. We are sitting here, parent coaches. For teachers, if it's a load, I understand you have so many children in the class. Please connect the parents to us. We are there to help, guide, support. We are also, our team also has career coaches. They will be able to, they are DMIT coaches. There are so many people who are doing work, good work in this domain. We'll be able to support them and guide them, careers even which people don't know. Okay, modern day careers have evolved. There are a lot of things we don't even know them. People are making lots of money out of it. Okay, so the other careers in this domain are being a novelist, comedian, politician. We spoke about all this. Okay, there are a lot of careers for linguistically intelligent children, and I want you teachers to be to have the conviction and to tell them. I also do MCing because I'm a public speaker. I also do MCing. So if it's a corporate event, do you know what a MC charges for corporate events? For a two-day event, corporates pay 30 to 40K. If you go and be a good MC, if you hone your public speaking skills, there is scope to earn. See, every profession has its pros and cons. We cannot say, but then you have to go anytime, you have to work. That every profession has to. Teachers have their own challenges. Engineers have their own, doctors have their own. If you understand the trade, you can make money out of it. And what best than doing something you like? So when I teach dance, it is not work for me. It is fun. I have a party every time. When I am MCing, it is not work for me. Language flows easily for me. I can write scripts. I can shero shairi kar sakti hu main. I can switch between two languages. That is easy for me. And that is why I can grow in that. If somebody were to say, you become engineer. By the way, I also stood third when I was studying in school. Third to the whole school. But now I really thank my stars. I did not take up something like engineering because maths was not my cup of tea. Simply because I stood third. Had I gone and been an engineer, बहुत बुरी engineer बनती मैं. Buildings would collapse because I don't understand calculations. I don't understand numbers. That is what we are trying to say. Let the child nurture, hone what he is blessed with. They can do better in that field. Okay, that is why the study of multiple intelligence. School studies, okay, we are giving them all basic information, fine, but there should be scope for the child to do what they also are good at, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so there are ample opportunities for linguistic intelligence. Please tell the parents, tell them to chill, and you also take it in your stride. Now I want all of you to very quickly jot down 2 names. Think about your classroom setup. Please put down 2 names who are great at linguistic expression, and also put down 2 names who are struggling. And why am I saying this? I'm being a little selfish this time because all these 4 children, I can help. For the top ones, we can help with career guidance. We'll tell them what you need to do more so that you excel at this. And the ones who are struggling, we'll tell them how you can improve your linguistic skills. All the teachers in this meeting room, please, please, please put down 2 names, 2 of the top best linguistically intelligent children, and 2 who are struggling, who need support. And if you find any takeaway from here, if you think Anju Desai can do some justice, connect them with me. I'll help them. Fine, everyone? I don't think 1.5 hour session needed any break out here. When you're done, please show me a thumbs up, everybody. So I move ahead. If you have written down 2 names, top 2 linguistically intelligent children and 2 children who are struggling, who find it very challenging. Now, our interventions are very, very customized. That is why we cannot give it in an open classroom to everybody. We can't give one medicine to everybody who has got fever. Okay? The reason of the fever may be different. We need to assess that and treat accordingly. The same work we are also doing. We need to assess the child and we will tell them accordingly what exactly he or she needs to do to be better. Well, now we are indeed talking about multiple intelligence. And why are we talking of interventions? Because people need it. Why? Instead of these intelligences becoming a hurdle in their way, at least life skill बोल के तो होना चाहिए ना. A child, a person should have it as a life skill. We are not saying now you go and become an author, writer, journalist. Those children who are struggling, they don't have to become journalists, but they have to work on their skills as much that whatever profession they take, they should not get stuck in that because of lack of linguistic intelligence. Is all we are trying to say here in this session. Okay, thank you, ma'am, for putting it down in the chat box. You could please refer them to us. If you find there is value in this session, please refer the children to us. We'll take it forward from here. Okay, so I hope the discussion on linguistic expression is clear. This was an introduction to the multiple intelligence. First one, linguistic. Linguistic, why? Because all our school subjects are based on linguistic. अगर बोलने को नहीं आ रहा है तो मैथ भी नहीं कर पाएगा, साइंस भी नहीं कर पाएगा. If the child can't write, if he has challenge with alphabets, he can't write answer of science. Okay, he may write formulas, but when there is subjective answers, when he has to explain a concept, science or geography or everything we write and express, right? So that is the challenge the child will face. And that's the reason we say it needs intervention. The parent will definitely get concerned and they'll start eating your head. And that is why you need to work on this. Okay, fine. Let me quickly go. I don't think we'll finish 4, but we'll finish at least 2 today. We'll talk about logical intelligence. Logical is so common. We all know about logical intelligence. Logical basically is the mathematical intelligence, intelligence to understand numbers, reasoning, questioning, cause and effect, puzzles, calculations. Okay, and the thing is, some of the dream careers, at least in India, dream careers, which people assume fetch a lot of money. They think engineers earn a lot of money. I just told you. One translator also is earning money as much as an engineer only. We just discussed this. Okay, so people are earning money out of their different capabilities. We think only engineers and doctors earn. You're going to laugh at this fact. So we have, recently I was sick and I went to a doctor, local doctor here. Doctor doing an intervention, charged me 500 rupees per visit. Okay, fine. Doctor MBBS he is. Checked me, took 500 rupees and sent me. Now in my house, my tap started leaking in another few days only. I called the plumber. What is the education level of a plumber, you think? Has he done a degree like doctor? Medicine ka degree, sir. 4 saal MBBS. 2 years MD. After that internship, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what all they do. Day and night they study. NEET may, when they get only a particular percentile, they get admission in MBBS. Now that plumber has not done any of this. He only got skilled at his work. Wo aaya, he simply turned some screws of the tap. I asked, Bhaiya, kitna? 500 rupees do, madam. I told him on his face, Bhaiya, the doctor also took 500 that day for one visit. Plumber also takes 500 only. So really, are we living in an era where we think only and only these degrees are going to get us name, fame, money, success? People, it's a revelation for us and we have to pass it on. That responsibility is on our shoulders now. For that, we'll have to be chilled out a little and tell. Sai, sir. Yes. Yes, sir.
Ma'am, it is all because of the societal expectations. Society, everyone wants to be to look glamorous and good in front of the society. And लोग क्या कहेंगे अगर बच्चा प्लम्बर बन गया तो? So that is लोग क्या कहेंगे is very important for us.
सर उसके लिए भी मैं आपको बोलती हूँ, पहले क्या बाल काटने वाला नावी हुआ करता था, हम मराठी में बोलते हैं नावी. Navi, everybody used to laugh. Oh my God, today we have hairstylists, okay? They are not Navis. They have salons. They are hairstylists and they charge 1,000 rupees to cut it only 2 inches. 2 inch katega, 1,000 lega. Things are being glamorized today. So we really get it. See, everything is in the perception like you said. और ये society कौन है? हम ही हैं. हमसे ही शुरू, हमसे ही खत्म. And like we told, because we are a little more qualified, we are here attending training sessions. Let's say we are the flag bearers of this. Okay, we'll have to take it forward and start educating. You are connected to mass. Why you think we have kept a session for teachers today? I could have called in parents also. Parent का एक बच्चा होगा. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा मैं एक बच्चे को counsel करूँगी. I'll spread the message to one parent. Teachers are connected to a mass. You have more than 50, 60 children. Each one of you, नहीं बोला तो भी minimum. And you can spread the message to those many people. That is the reason we trust in your caliber. That is the reason we have reached out to you. So education and teachers are Aadhar Stambh of our education system, of our society entirely. And we so much rely on you for everything. So please, please, please take this into consideration, teachers, and tell the parents. Logical intelligence is your brain's ability to analyze, interpret, and see cause-effect relationship. We know about this. And what are these children like now? How can we know they are logically intelligent? Because they know they are good at the concept of quantity, time. जो math, science में अच्छा है बच्चा, basically in school, they have logical intelligence. Okay, abstract symbols they can crack. Concepts they understand very soon. Trigonometry, algebra, mathematical. While some children, like people like me, we struggle to understand numbers. You change one number in the sequence, I'll get confused. But these are the people who can do it in a jiffy. So they are logically intelligent. See, all these scientists, APJ, our own APJ sir, Steve Jobs, these are the people who have logical intelligence and who have made name, fame, and career. These are the topmost names. Others also can make it. Can the teachers themselves name some careers here, please? Can you please name some careers for logical intelligence? All of us. Very simple. We all know it. That is why I am asking. Sir. Yes, sir?
Civil services.
Civil services. Okay. Do you think they need a combination of intelligences there? They need logic and they also need?
Yes, ma'am, but logic is required.
Logic is required.
Yes,
But
that
they
is
need
most
combination of
important.
few more.
Yes, ma'am.
वो तो brain का वही दिखा देगा. Wherever neurons are there, that part will become active. And if there's a combination, they'll do well. Civil services. What are the, dear teachers?
Chartered accountant.
Thank you, ma'am. Chartered accountants. Yes, they are fine with numbers and they are very logically intelligent. Anything else, ma'am? Some career, scientists, mathematicians. Yes. Very good. Thank you very much. Lawyers, they have to have the logic and reasoning. Very good. And they also have to have the linguistic capability. Yes, a combination of two things. Okay. Lawyers. There are more lawyers coming up. Anything else? Teachers, in the interest of time, let me take it ahead. Because we have to finish it by 5:30. Here we are. Logical intelligence. These are all the careers. Okay. We know about doctors, scientists, CAs. There are all this also. Bankers are there, accountants are there, economists, legal assistants. Now this legal assistants, they don't need a formal degree. They only need working experience. Okay, and then they can be legal aids to the practicing lawyers. They can be a science teacher. Anybody knows who is an actuary? Who is an actuary?
One who is involved in insurance sector.
Not only insurance, actuaries they function in many more sectors. Insurance is one among them. Actuaries are people who deal with macro data. They handle data at a larger level for the company. They frame their policies. Like Sir said, insurance. So insurance, what age people need what amount of insurance? What kind of policy should be there? Okay, all those studies they do, and they are earning more than an engineer and a doctor. Okay, these are some of the highly paid professions which we do not even know. Okay, I don't know. Saish sir knew about actuary. Anybody else knew?
Is it similar to data science, data scientist?
Close to it, but not exactly the same. Close to it. They are very similar. But data science is different and actuary is different. Okay, in data science, they handle a lot of data. They process it also. Okay, everyone. So I hope you saw all the careers that are there, and logical intelligence तो वैसे ही hyped है. Anyway, people think maths and science आया मतलब बस life बन गई हमारी, तो हमारा बच्चा तो बस क्या ही कर दिखाएगा. And so everybody is running after that, and we are not even looking at the other careers. Now you just imagine a child, when we spoke about this. What's the time? 5:30. I think we should stop at this now. Okay, we've had a lot of discussion. Who is entering the meeting room now? Okay, Purnima Pai ma'am. Purnima ma'am, are you there? We were supposed to start at 4. 5:30 meeting was ending. Purnima ma'am, 5:30 is the time we finish the session. Okay, everybody. What we'll do is, for today, we spoke about 2 intelligences and we are left with 6. That's a lot of discussion, but we'll do it tomorrow. Today we had the introduction part of it also. We had to talk a lot to each other. I hope you all have put down after logic. I want all of you to even do the assignment yet again. Even for logical intelligence, please jot down 2 students who are doing fantastically well with logic, reasoning, and in that domain, and write down 2 where the children are struggling. जिनको challenging लगता है, math, science, logic, reasoning, please jot down. And if you deem suitable, connect them with us. Me and my team are there to support the parent. Because for you, it becomes overwhelming to cater to every child's individual needs. I understand you have so many people. Purnima ma'am, session was starting at 4. You're mute, ma'am. You're mute. Please unmute. Please unmute. And I just hope that you were not mistaken, no? Now you
Hello?
tell me. Yes, ma'am.
No. I had an emergency. That's why I could not join in earlier. Yeah.
Never mind. What I'll do is I will share the recording link with everyone. Please watch the recording and you all still stand eligible to get the certificates even if you come in late.
No, I'm not interested in the certificate. I just thought I'll get to learn something new. So it's okay. That's all right.
You're most welcome. And if you're still interested,
you're
I'll
having
share
same
with you
time,
the link.
no?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll share with you the recording anyways. If you're interested, you can go through that.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you
so
very much.
Yes, everybody. Did you jot down 2 names to 2 of both the sides, top and little low also? Everyone. So when you're done, show me a thumbs up. Okay, thank you, Pooja ma'am. This is for you. Why? 2 reasons. One is for you to know and connect that intelligence with what we are discussing in practicality. So you know this is the child, this is what logical intelligence is. The second is also, if you deem suitable, connect them with us. There are two purposes of doing this activity. Okay. Now that most of you have put down the names, we'll call it a day. It's already 5:30. There is more discussion, but I'm hoping all of you will join us tomorrow yet again. So we talk about all other intelligences, and you will get to know more interesting careers in the other domains. Linguistic and logical, हम सबको ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा पता ही था कि ये होता है. You will be surprised to know what the other intelligences have to offer. You'll be surprised to know. And when you pass this on to the parents, I think we are doing service to the children and also to the parents. Thank you, Natalia ma'am, for putting it down. Thank you. So now you know the connection. You know very well where and who, which is the child which needs intervention in this particular domain. That is why we did this exercise. Okay. So, okay, everyone. Anybody has anything to say, to ask? Archer and Delilah. Okay, thank you. Thank you, ma'am. If you all are putting it in the chat box also, that's okay. Thank you. Anybody has anything to say or ask? Tomorrow we'll meet at the same time, 4 o'clock. Don't get late, dear teachers. And I'm expecting to have another amazing interactive session with all of you. Anybody wants to say anything? I would like to hear from you. Sai sir, Daisy ma'am, Karima ma'am, Rita ma'am. Would you like to say anything?
Ma'am,
Found some value, Rekha ma'am. Sir, yes, sir, Sai sir, sorry.
Are the special children also included in this list?
In which list?
Means when we are preparing this list of top 2 and needs improvement.
Yes, the special children also, especially those who may have ADD, hyperactivity, ADHD. The parents also will need intervention, no? We can guide them also. So you could please put down any. Yes. Any other query, anyone, or you would like to say something? Please put in the chat box what you think, how you think today's session was. What is your takeaway for the day? I would be more interested in knowing that. What is that one thing which you learned new? What is your takeaway from this session? Please put it in the chat box. So that could be a quick summary also and a reminder also. What about autistic children? I didn't get your question, ma'am. If you could elaborate and tell me whether to list them or no, please list. If it is about listing, list them also. Have to find our child's interest area. Yes. We need to find out what is the intelligence, and we have still discussed only 2. There are 6 more intelligences and careers related to that. We are yet to discuss all that. Some of the career options were new to you. Yes, ma'am, Karima. And they see, if being a teacher, it's new to you. For the parents, they would have not even heard about it. So you have to become the flag bearer and enlighten them. That is what we are expecting from you. And that's how we are going to reach out to 5 million parents. Anything else? What is your takeaway, ma'am? Rutuja, ma'am, Rekha has put down. Okay, Padmavati, Bhavya, Valerie Fernandez, ma'am, Natalia, Rupa ma'am. Rupa ma'am is a good friend of mine. We did training ladders together. Ma'am, what is your takeaway today? Ma'am, Clara, Shweta Lavanis. I would like to hear from everyone. Padma ma'am. What is our takeaway from this session? You can unmute and tell also to save time. Yeah, I would request you to put in something concrete. Rutuja ma'am is writing. I thought I was always in comparison. I could broaden my perspective and think in terms of my children's point of view. Oh yes, thank you. If we have been able to work with your point of view. That's amazing. That is what we wanted to do. The perception. Thank you. Logical intelligence. Okay. So, ma'am, we'll have to keep reflecting on our, sir is saying this. So, we'll have to keep revisiting and revamping what we already have learned, because we are living in an ever evolving world. We'll have to keep doing this on a regular basis. Rupa, ma'am.
Ma'am, you're based in Vasco or?
No, I stay in Panjim, sir. You are from Sai, sir? You are from Vasco, no?
Yes, ma'am, I'm from Vasco.
Okay. The Navy school, I think. We spoke over the call that day.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just taking a picture of all participants so I know who was there with us. Okay. Okay, everyone. Having said that, thank you so much for taking efforts, putting it down in the chat box, participating, coming here, making the effort to learn, understand your own children, and you're connected to your good profession. Let's all together hope we bring a good change in the society, because we are the society. Let us start with us. Okay, everyone, let's call it a day. Thank you so much. I hope to see all of you tomorrow as well. I'll share with you the recording. If you have missed anything, please go through that. And I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, everyone. Have a nice evening. Enjoy.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
and bye-bye. Have a great evening.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.